Like Gabriella explained earlier, I also started out in working with disadvantaged young people. I started out in youth homelessness and also worked with people with substance misuse. And I did a lot of training early on around mental health and some of the concepts, not necessarily linked to leadership though and systems. It just sounded a bit quirky, and I was attracted to it because I like the idea of some of the concepts. I like the idea also of being with a group of people that might challenge me, and also that I, in some ways, didn't belong. And I thought that might help my thinking, and just wanted to improve myself really. And I knew there was a lot of change on the horizon, and I thought it might help me think it through a bit.
And what was going on for you as a leader when you came on the programme?
Well, it's interesting because closely linked really is my personal life, and I guess that's how it is for any leader. The two are sort of linked. And I was going through quite a lot of personal change, and I wanted to do things a bit differently in my personal life and in my work life. And the two things, because I own and run my own business, inevitably, and it's a very small organisation, it's almost like your ego's out of control, I suppose. You're it, you know what I mean? It's all consuming. And I just wanted to be, I didn't want that anymore. I wanted to be different. I wanted to step away from that and have some boundaries and some discipline. And I saw a lot of opportunity with all the changes. And I recognised that a lot of other people, a lot of the other leaders on the programme were really in the thick of it and under an enormous amount of pressure. And whilst I am also under an enormous amount of pressure, it's almost of my own making, almost. I do it almost by choice, but I think a lot of the leaders in colleges and in the FE, I think they've got a really tough job. So for me, I could see opportunity, massive opportunity, and I felt it not well equipped to really make the best of the opportunity and do the right thing by the opportunity and have some success with the opportunity. But I definitely saw it as opportunity rather than a challenge, yes, but I could see that other people in the room, they were going through a really difficult patch. It had a massive impact. The first session was probably where the penny dropped for me. And I think I realised that it wasn't quite what I expected.
Right. In what way?
I maybe had some preconceived ideas. Oh yeah, I know a lot about this. I'll find this quite easy. Actually, no, the opposite. I didn't really know what I felt consciously incompetent, if you like. But it was almost quite frightening because it was a catalyst for me. I came away from there thinking things are going to be quite different. And it was quite scary, I suppose.
Different for you?
Yeah, that I couldn't kind of go back. What had been revealed to me during that first session, it just struck home.
Did you identify anything that was missing from you or missing from your leadership?
Again, I could relate to a lot of things, although I'm in a very different role to Paul and there's some I have some different challenges. He talked about this fast pace. I definitely was guilty of that, rushing at things. I guess I'm entrepreneurial and I'm in a small business and I'm in a position to make quick decisions. I don't think I was measured enough. I think I was everything fast. I recognise that maybe I can identify that now with hindsight. At the time, I might not have been able to say that to you, but somewhere subconsciously, I knew there was something out of kilter there that I needed to, but I couldn't quite work out how to slow myself down.
Tell me a little bit about what you made of your fellow travellers on this programme. What impression did they make on you, or what did it provoke in you? anything like that?
Well, I'll be honest with you, I probably had a bit of a stereotypical view of people from principals from FE colleges, I guess. It always feels a bit like David and Goliath. Do you know what I mean? It always feels like you're the little guy. You're the one that has to prove that you're financially viable all the time or just go bust. And you always think, oh, well, it's all right for colleges, you know, but it's not. And I was absolutely struck by there's some people in that room that are massive role models for me that, you know, are, and a couple of the men on that course, so, such small egos, you know, and the ability to reflect on themselves and be vulnerable and kind of open, and I just think they're fantastic leaders. There were some amazing leaders in that room. I felt very privileged to be sitting alongside them. All the concepts that were kind of introduced each time, they were always like, oh wow, this is like a bit too close to home kind of thing, but I can relate to this. And then how we all related it to leadership and the sector and our organisations, and just, I think early on, the early stuff about the primary purpose and just realising everybody's got their own agendas and they aren't necessarily aligned. And then moving back to this thing about me trying to fix people all the time and realising, I've realised, I think, maybe it was the start of the journey of realising it, and subsequently I've sort of carried on, that people, I can't fix people. We have a primary purpose, and if that's not fitting with with individuals' primary purpose, then there's a mismatch, and it's not my job to fix them and make everything okay for them if it's not okay. And not to worry about my part in that so much, but just to kind of steer the ship.